Hello there everyone, and welcome to this week's Akashic Soul Wisdom Show. I'm really sorry I'm a bit late today. I cannot get Facebook Live to work on my laptop, which is a little bit strange and a little bit annoying. But anyway, here I am, and today we are talking all about how to get clients that you absolutely love. So hi there everyone, can you just let me know, I can see a couple of you watching, can you just let me know you can hear me okay, give me a comment. I just want to make sure that this works. Great, you can just give me a comment. I think I'm live in my Soul Wisdom group, Soul Inspired Leaders group. Can you just let me know? That would be really helpful. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Soul Wisdom Show this week, where we're talking about how to get clients that you absolutely love working with. Hi Helen, don't you just love technology? So we're going to be talking about how we can work with clients we absolutely love. I'm going to share a few tips. Hi Juliet. Just give you a few tips on how I am working with a huge group of people in 2 different programs who absolutely inspire me, as well as my one-to-one clients that I work with, and really how we can really step into this. Now, this sometimes does take a little bit of time, and if you're very early on in the process of working with clients, it can be a little bit tricky unless we know exactly what our niche is, who we want to work with, exactly what our ideal client is. But for most of us, that isn't the case. Most of us are kind of early on in the days are practicing with clients, are practicing our skills, are honing in our skills, are becoming the experts in certain areas that we love working with, and we're kind of feeling out our way a little bit. We're kind of learning things along the way. And, you know, I do remember that very well. I have not been super clear on what my niche is, who I've wanted to work with, or the kind of direction I wanted my business to go in when I first set it up. You know, this has been a 5-year process for me to get to where I am, working with the Akashic Records, being proud that I work with the Akashic Records. That for me wasn't always an easy thing for me to say and to tell people that that's what I do. But as we step into that, as we kind of work with clients and we kind of get to know what we love doing, this is what's important. You know, it's about really finding our groove when we're not really clear on our niche. So at the beginning, we may be working with some clients that we don't love working with. But, you know, it might not be just in the early days. Maybe you've set up your business, you've been working at it for some time, and you still seem to be attracting some of those clients that you really don't love to work with. Your heart sinks a little bit when you know you've got a session with them, when you're going to be having a meeting with them, you know, whatever work you're doing, however you're showing up for your clients. And it's really can be disheartening, and it can be quite it can really knock our confidence when we end up working with a number of people that we don't love to work with, because we don't get an opportunity to really shine in what we do best. So it is really important that we get to understand what is going on with those clients that we love working with. It's so important. So really, you know, when you're working with clients, it's about taking time to reflect after working with them. What have you loved working with them? What moments were you kind of like totally in flow with them? What were you doing? How were they showing up? What's going on for them? What were the challenges, the problems, the concerns, the issues that you helped them to unravel or you helped them to work through? Now, it doesn't mean just for coaches. You know, there are lots of people within this group doing lots of different things. You know, if you're just applying this to any client that you're working with, you're working with them generally around a problem or a challenge that they have, and helping them to come to a solution, whatever that is, whether you're an accountant, whether you're, you know, working as a coach or a therapist or anything. So it's really about understanding which bits of what you love working with and where you find yourself really in that flow and shining a light on the work you do. But also it's really about becoming clear about what you don't like that your clients bring to you. What is it that you really irritates you, that frustrates you, that you cannot get into your groove when they show up in that space. And for me, what happened was, at the very early days, was that I loved working with clients. I'm a problem solver. I come from an IT background, a project management background, so I kind of want to go on a journey of like developing something, creating something, and going on a journey with somebody. And I remember in my early days as a coach where I was having a few clients, and they would, sign up for a few sessions, but they would come, then they would not come for a couple of months, and then they would come and then wonder why things hadn't changed for them. And it really used to frustrate me, if I'm perfectly honest. It used to irritate the hell out of me, and I didn't enjoy that work with them. And it became very quickly apparent to me that I wanted to take people on a coaching journey, on a journey of discovery, of transformation, of discovering themselves. And I couldn't do that in stops and starts and spurts and spats. So for me at that point, it became very clear. And that's where I developed my programs and my packages to work with clients over a longer period of time, so that I can guide them and support them and go on a journey with them. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the way to do it for everyone. Some people I know do their most amazing, fabulous work in doing a couple of hour sessions and then not seeing their clients for a couple of months, and then doing a check-in with them then, and then doing another big piece of work. And if that's what you love, if that's where you shine, that's how you want to be drawing and setting up your business, and you want to be making that really clear, that you are attracting clients that align to that also do their best work, do their biggest transformations in that space as well. So this is not about always what the client wants. This is about really understanding where you shine and where you do your best work, and then start speaking to those clients that are going to be attracted to that. So you want to get clarity about you as much as your client as well, but you want to get clarity about you. So it does, as I said, it doesn't matter whether you're at the beginning and you've only just got a few clients and you're training, or you've just set up your business, or if you're 5 years in and you have really discovered that you are really working with clients that you don't love getting up for every morning, bouncing out of bed like I do, to be inspired by them and to want to know where they are and what they're doing. You need to really look at what you don't love doing with your clients, what they are bringing to the table that they're showing up with that you don't love doing, and you need to switch that around. You need to start letting go of some of those clients that you're working with, and also discovering what it is that you do best. And some ways of doing that is about getting testimonials from your clients so that you can get that validation about what you do best. But I'll come back to testimonials in a minute. So notice what you love. If you're really not enjoying client sessions, you want to notice what you liked about certain clients, what you liked about what you didn't like about certain clients, what irritates you, how they're showing up, what they're bringing to the sessions. And then you need to be really, really brave. And you need to decide who you want to work with. This is not about niching. It's not about becoming the expert in a niche or a particular area. This is about doing your best work and loving getting up in the morning to do what you do best, and attracting those clients that want to do that work with you, not so that you're molding yourself around what clients need. That is not where we shine. That is not how you want to be setting up your business. You want to be discovering what it is that you love. Really get to understand what it is you're good at, what you love doing. And sometimes those things aren't always clear. Now, I haven't always done the things that I've loved. I've had to trial and error. And some of those things have really surprised me what I've loved doing, like being on camera and talking into a camera to a bunch of people, through training and modules and that kind of thing, but also on Facebook Live. I used to be so camera shy. And I used to hate standing up in groups and standing up in front of people and doing workshops and that like. But that's something that I thought, well, I'm going to try it and see if I do enjoy it. And there were certain things that I realised, actually, you know what? I really enjoyed that bit, but I didn't enjoy other aspects of it. So I started tweaking. How can I do more of this bit that I absolutely love and not fall into this pattern of creating workshops about this is how I need to do it because this is what I've been told. But how can I create a workshop? How can I do a Facebook Live? That obviously follows a certain format because we want to engage people and there's certain things around that. But How can I do it so that I love doing this? How can I talk about the things that I love talking about, that I know that I've learned from myself, but also that I know people want to hear? So how can I show up doing that and enjoying that and getting excited about showing up for a Facebook Live? You know, I sit down and I prepare what I want to talk about, and then I sit down and I get online when the technology works. Doesn't always, sometimes I'm a bit late, but hey, that's fine. You know, that's life. Nothing is perfect. I don't need to show up perfectly every time, but what I do need to do is show up and enjoy what I'm doing. That is the most important thing. So what is it about your clients that you love working with? Who are these clients? This again is not about niche. This is about who you love working with. So really know what you're good at, where you shine, where you get your best results. And if you're not sure, ask your clients. Ask your clients. Testimonials are absolutely, absolutely key. So the other thing is know your value. Like really know what you are offering to your clients in that space. You know, if you are getting up and you're enjoying it and you're walking away from a session thinking, oh, I made a few mistakes here, that didn't quite work so well, what can I tweak, what can I change? But you're kind of like, okay, that's fine, but there are bits of it that you absolutely love. How can you do more and more of that? Knowing your value and what you offer uniquely into the space. There are loads of people out there doing exactly what you do, as it says it on the tin, but they will not be showing up in exactly the same way as you're showing up. That is guaranteed. Only you can do what you do. On the tin, bunch of other people might be doing it, but only you can do what you're doing. And that is so important. And the more and more you step into this, more and more you step into alignment with who you are. This is about shining your soul light, right? This is about tapping into who you are at soul level and allowing yourself to just flow in what you do. That's where we do our best work. That is where we want to show up as much as possible in what we do, time and time again, not to mold ourselves to how we should be showing up, what we should be doing, what we think our clients want. You know, we want to be asking them, knowing what you offer, that's really uniquely different. And again, that is really around asking your clients. And I will come back to that at the very last point. Has anybody got any questions about any of this that I'm just kind of chattering on about? And let me know. If you're watching the replay, type #replay. Let me know if you've got any questions. What are your challenges right now around clients? What clients, you know, what are your clients showing up for you that you are not enjoying? Let me know. Type it in the comments. Let me know that you... what you want some support around, and I can help you with that. And then of course, when you know your value, you can start charging your worth. And again, if you're early on in the stages, that's going to come with some practice around increasing your prices and knowing your value and then charging what you're worth. Getting comfortable with what you want to charge as well. Now, there is other training in this group. I'm not going to go into pricing today because that's a much bigger topic. But one of the ones I just had a quick flick through before I came on live as well to see which of my other Facebook Lives might be helpful around the pricing thing. And there's number 33. So if you go to the topics and you go to the weekly soul wisdom training topic, and scroll down to number 33, that is all a little bit more about money, and that will help you around charging your worth. Helen says it makes sense, not sure how you get out there when you are brand new. Again, it's just practice. It's getting out there. It's having conversations with people. It's saying, this is what I do, even if you're kind of clunky about how you say it, but telling people what you do. You help people to get from a challenge or a problem to a solution, letting people know what you do. And that's now how, Helen, you do something slightly different. So how would you generally describe yourself out there? If someone says, hey, you know, it's the first question we all get asked, right? What do you do? Like, what would you say in like a quick sort of short sentence, what you would do? And then I can help you tweak that. But what you want to be looking at is like how you help people get from a problem to a solution. And that might be quite broad when you're starting out, but what that does is elicits a conversation, because then people will ask, oh, that sounds really interesting. I know a few people who are struggling with that, and they might need your support. How do you do that? You don't want to tell people how you do something. You want to give them a sense of how you help people in transition. So I kind of help people who are it depends as well how you say it and what you do. But I help people who are struggling with certain repeating patterns of behavior that are getting in their way from really having an impact in the world so that they can shine their soul light. So it takes them from a problem. It's like they're challenged with something and they want to have a bigger impact in the world and they want to go out there and shine their soul light. So in that, people get a sense that I'm doing something a little bit more spiritual. So they might go, oh, what do you mean soul light? Or what do you mean by repeating patterns? And people will then ask a question or go, oh, I know somebody who's really stuck in their business and they're not able to move forward and have the impact that they want because they have this big vision, but they're getting stuck with the mundane. Or people might say, that's me. I'm really stuck in my business and I don't know how to start showing up and doing the things that I love doing. Or I'm struggling to find the clients. So any other questions around about how to, work with the clients you love? At the beginning, it is a practice. We have to decide and we have to start seeing who we love working with, what it is about them that we love working with, and who we don't love working with. We have to be brave to start saying no to clients that we don't do our best work. Because if you're not loving it, you're not showing up doing your best work. That much is a guarantee. And there was a client not so long ago where we'd been working together and we'd made quite a lot of progress. But the thing that she wanted to work on next, I knew I wasn't going to love. I wasn't going to be able to do my best work to help her going forward. And so we had a really honest and open conversation about that. And so what I did was help her then to transition and to find someone else that could help her. Because I want my client to move on as quickly and as fast as she can. And if I'm not that person, I have to be brave to say, I think our work is done here, but you still want to carry on and creating the shifts and changes in your world. Let me help you find someone that I think can help you. And that is the brave and the honest thing to do. Not always easy at the beginning. Juliet says, I've been working on exacting my positioning. Look at the clients that you love working with, Juliet, as well. The niching is slightly separate, but like showing up for your clients. Who are the clients that you really love showing up for? The niching then follows. Let me just have a quick look. Helen says, right now, Helen says, right now I can help you make sense of the government guidance and how to open from operational and clinical perspective. Okay, so you would be talking to people very specifically who would kind of know what that means. But what's the problem that they're having in not being able to make sense of the government guidance? Because it can be really unclear. I mean, that just for me is a whole nother headspace I don't even want to go into. But what is the problem or the challenge that they have from not being able to make sense of the government guidance? They're not able to show up for their job properly. They feel like a failure. They feel like that they don't understand. They feel like they're stupid because their colleagues are really kind of looking at them going, well, why don't you know that? So there is a deeper problem that they will be having where they can't make sense of that government guidance. And so that's the little bit of thing that you want to drill down a little bit there, Helen. And if you're talking to the people in that arena, they will be like, oh wow, how do you know that I feel really stupid and my colleagues are making me feel really like incompetent in my job because I can't make sense of all this stuff? And then you talk about, well, I help them because I can help them get clarity on that. And so it can expand from there and then create a conversation. And then people are like, oh my God, there's somebody who can actually helping you make sense of all this stuff. And you become a savior and a guiding light in that. Let me just go back down to the comments. Juliet says, I help conscious women get unstuck and overcome limiting patterns and emotions. Great. So what are the problems that your clients are showing up with? And again, you will know what they are. That, what is it about being stuck that really stops people from doing what they do best, you know? And what is the conscious bit about? I help and support conscious business owners, but sometimes not everyone knows what the conscious woman is. I know what that is because I work with conscious business owners. So we need to be clearer about that. But getting unstuck, like, what is the challenge in that? And asking those clients that you love working with to help you with that. So getting testimonials, I mean, this leads on to that really well. Getting testimonials is so key because your clients will be able to tell you what their deepest challenges are very succinctly and very quickly. They will be able to tell you what the best thing about working with you is, and that's your worth and your value. And then you will be able to see how you've helped them with solutions and how their life has transformed. If I have some testimonial questions, I know a couple of you have already got them, but if you want them in a simple and easy format to ask clients for a testimonial, just pop in the chat and type testimonial in the comments box, and I will send you the testimonial questions that I use for my clients. And I get 98% of my clients actually responding to that and giving me really, really great testimonials that I can actually use. Oh, did that just blip out? Just let me know you can still hear me. That you can, so that clients, no problem, Juliet, I'll send you that. So the testimonials will always help you with your marketing, with your pieces and bits and pieces, and you can take bits out of those. So I will happily send them. Just type testimonial in the comments box, and I will check that later. No problem. Helga says, hi, Helen, what industries do you work with may need your guiding light? Helga, Helen, connect and have a conversation. I think you two would, you're both actually in the 28-day program, so you can connect there. Ekaterina, hello, lovely. I will send you a testimonial too. Great, let me know if you've got any other questions. Helen said, P.S. the government was not clear, laugh out loud, so it's about how I can make your workplace safe and back open of account for COVID. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is how we need to find something that's really clear, that people can either directly realise that we are talking directly to them, or that it will trigger a memory or a moment for somebody else that they know, going, hey, that friend of mine, my partner, my colleague could really do with some help in that. You know, give me your business card and let me chat to them. So this is really about you shine your soul light. You do your best work in doing things, working with the clients you absolutely love. It is so important to know what it is that you do in showing up for your clients and working with them, and really looking at those clients that you've walked away and gone, I've loved that session. Yeah, I have to tweak something. I might have to, you know, if you're early on or if you're just like still learning and in the process, there may be some tweaks, but going back and just spending a few minutes after those clients and writing down what you loved working with them. And if you've walked away from a client really not having enjoyed it, write down what it was that you didn't enjoy about that session, about working with that client, and be brave and start saying to clients, this is what I do, this is how I work. And if that's not them, say no, don't want to work with you. If they're not committed to working, for me, it's like, if you're not committed to working on a process, then I'm not going to do my best work. And I will happily try and find someone else who will do that work with you in the best way to serve you both, because that's my integrity as well. You know, I want my clients who work with me to get the best outcomes, and I know that I can only do that in certain ways when I'm doing my best work within it. So I hope that was helpful. I will send you some testimonials, perhaps a little bit later today or tomorrow, but they will come. So check your private messages in Messenger, and I will send them to you that way. Any other questions? If you're watching the replay, let me know. And next week for the Soul Wisdom Training, I'm going to be doing an interview with the beautiful and wonderful Lucy Brand, who really helps you connect your sexuality and business, and healing our sexual energy so that we can show up differently in business as well. And that's going to be a really, really interesting and insightful conversation that I'm going to have with her. It's going to be juicy. come and join us for that one next week here at 4 p.m. And if you've got any questions, if you want to know or have any questions about working with the Akashic Records and working with me, send me a private message, comment here, and let's connect. Speak to you next week. Lots of love. Bye for now. You're welcome.